In this video, I'm going to show you 3 easy ways to make coins in FIFA 23. So let's talk about the first one, and we are going to be talking about something called sniping. Now, if you don't know what sniping is, don't worry. So what you're going to do, you're going to go over to the market, set the quality to gold rare, and you're just going to scroll through and just find yourself any card who's got a bid on it of over like 1,000 coins. So I found this Fabian card who's currently selling at 1.1k. So now what I need to go and do is go and find Fabian on the market and then try and get some deals on him. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry, I'll explain everything that you need to know. But this first method is basically going to be buying cards for a lower price and selling them on for a higher price. So at the minute, Fabian is currently selling on the market at around 1.4k roughly. So what I need to do now is just come in and just put this max buy down, just put it down to like a few hundred coins. And then all you need to do after that is put the max price to 15 million, and you need to change something before you search up. For example, I'm just going to press left on the D-pad and search, and as you'll be able to see, there's nothing on the market. But I'm going to do this over and over and over again until something pops up like this one right here. And now that I've bought that or sniped that, I can actually sell this on for a profit of around 200 coins roughly, because there's going to be a 5% tax on everything that you buy. You might be thinking, why the hell is there a tax? This is a life lesson that you need to learn, and you need to learn it now. There's tax on everything, even in FIFA. However, with me selling that on at 1.3k, I can actually make a profit on that card after the tax of around 200 coins roughly. And you just need to do this over and over and over again, and as you'll be able to see, sometimes you'll get them, sometimes you won't. But that's a really basic introduction to sniping, and this is the first method. But there's something called a sniping filter, and some of the sniping filters that I've got in this video, you need to know. And if you want to build the best team possible in FIFA 23, make sure to go and buy some coins from Mule Factory. Use that code LE5CHEAP. Now, what a sniping filter is where you can set up a filter on the transfer market that will snipe a number of different players rather than one player. Now, if you want to see a video on loads of different sniping filters, get this video to over 1,000 likes. I don't ask for likes anymore, but if you want to see that, drop a like on this video. So the sniping filter I'm going to show you is a really good beginner sniping filter to get started. So what you need to do is go over to the quality, set it to gold rare. You want to go over to the position, and you want to set this to the center attacking mid position, and then go over to the Premier League. So let's go and take a look at how much these are selling for. It's the exact same thing as what we did for the individual cards. Just take a look at this though. Cams from the Premier League are currently selling for about 2.7k. Now this price always changes, so it might be different when you try this, but for me right now it's coming in at like 2.6k, meaning that the tax is going to be about 200 coins. So if I sit here at 2,300, I might be able to get myself a deal, you know. And there are loads of different players who pop up with this. Oh my god. And straight off the bat we've got ourselves a card, but you saw instantly then that 2 cards popped up instead of the single one from the individual player. The sniping filters are just better, man. I'll be honest though, there are loads of different sniping filters for you to go and use at the minute. But how much is Coutinho selling for? I'm looking at his buy now price at the bottom. He's looking like he's going for about 3,000 coins. We want a really quick sell. For the sake of this video, I'll just list him up at 2.7. It's a really good way to make some fast coins though, and EA are doing everything that they can at the minute to suck coins out of your club, so make sure to go and try this out. Let's get into method number 2, the boys. So moving into the next one, we're going to talk about bidding. Very similar to sniping, but bidding is a really good way to make some coins as well. And right now, EA are doing the Black Friday promotion, and whenever EA do any promotion whatsoever, bidding is probably the best way to make coins in FIFA 23, genuinely. So let me show you my method and how I use bidding specifically. Now, you can go and pick yourself one individual player if you want to. Typically, I've found that bidding works best with players who are between 80 and 84 rated, who are selling for at least over 1,500 coins. So let's go and find one of those players first, and we need to make sure that they fall into that bracket. So I'm looking at some of these players, and I'm honestly not too sure who to go with. So I think the player that I'm actually going to settle on is going to be Leonardo Bonucci, because he's actually selling for a fairly okay price. He's going for about 3,100 coins, and this is how bidding works. This is honestly, it's quite self-explanatory, but realistically, there's a method behind it. So he's selling at the minute for around 3,000 coins roughly. We know that the tax on that will be 150 coins. Let's set this max price to around 2,800 coins. And what you need to do is you need to take a look at the time remaining at the bottom. Now, Bonucci is a really bad example because he doesn't fit into the criteria that I look for. You need to make sure that the time remaining only goes up to around 20 minutes. 35 minutes at the bottom, it's just way too long. So if I bid on this card, I'll be waiting 35 minutes for it. We need something quicker. So the player that I moved on to next is Renan Lodi. He's 80 rated and there's quite a lot of his cards. So he's currently selling for around 1,800 coins roughly. So what I'm going to do, set this max price to 1,800 and this is a hell of a lot better. Take a look at all of this page right here. All the way up until around the 20th minute roughly, there's probably, I'd say, I don't know, maybe about 25 cards. So what you actually need to do is you need to set a price that you're happy with paying. So say for example, with him selling at around 1,800, I'm happy paying at around 1,500. I'm just going to sit here on this filter and I'm going to bid as many times as I possibly can do at that price that I'm happy with, and then I can sell it on for a profit. You don't want to go through and get into bidding wars and stuff like that. Just settle on an individual price. For me, I don't want to pay any more than 1,500, so I don't care if any get outbid or anything like that. I genuinely don't mind. So I'm just going to sit here and just keep bidding on all this stuff, and then hopefully I might be able to win one or two things. And then after a few minutes, I should be able to see I'm going to start winning cards. So 1.5, 1.5, I can sell these instantly at 1.8. I know it's not a lot, but that's why you're bidding on a lot of cards, because say for example you bid on like 50 cards and get 10 of them. If you can just sell that 10 on for a 300 coin profit, it's 3,000 coins profit in about 5 minutes of work. If you do that for the full hour, you're going to be making loads of coins. So let me get this stuff listed up and then we'll move into the next method. I'm moving in that one at 1.8. I've got this one as well at 1.5. I can list that up at 1.8. Boom, boom, boom. Let's move into method number 3. Moving into this next method, I'm actually going to be talking about investing. Now, don't worry if you've not got a lot of coins for investing. I'll be showing you a method on how to do this on a really low budget. Doesn't take up a lot of time and you can come on and do this, say, like once a week. And I'm in the SBC tab because I wanted to talk about two things: supply and demand. Very important. So these SBCs, and in addition to the SBCs as well, objectives create a massive demand for certain players on the market. For example, if we go over to the milestones at the minute, we've got the FIFA World Cup swaps where people need individual players to put into the teams, which can then be used for certain objectives. For them objectives you get packs. Likewise with SBCs as well. When a new SBC comes out, certain players are needed for those SBCs. Now a good example of this would be the marquee matchups, and that's the main thing that I'm going to be talking about. If I can find the marquee where is it? I've found it. It's this one here, the FIFA World Cup marquee matchups. We get this every single Thursday. And as you'll be able to see from the requirements, you need England or United States players, you need French or Denmark players, you also need Spain or Germany, you need Argentina or Mexico. And based on these requirements for different SBCs, players will go up in price. So usually those marquee matchups are based on important games, and then certain players will start to go up in price. So we saw the Argentina and the Mexico one. So I don't know what Mexico players are selling for at the minute. I've honestly not got a clue. I would hazard a guess that maybe the gold rare ones, if they're needed for different SBCs, are probably quite high in price. Let's take a look at these actually. How much are they selling for? They're actually going for about 700 coins. They've not really moved. But there might be certain players that do go for a hell of a lot because of the marquee matchups. For example, Mexico silver rare players, we've only got one player by the look of things here, and it is actually the goalkeeper. So any player who's an outfield player from Mexico at the minute, because of the marquee matchups, has gone up in price, or it may be an objective. I'm not too sure what it is individually, but that's how these things work. So what you need to do with investing is take your coins and start to put them into different areas of SBCs that will be coming out, whether it be based on leaks or, I don't know, tweets or whatever it may be. Invest your coins. And with the marquee matchups coming out next week, we can hazard a guess that it is going to be based around World Cup players, and specifically anyone who gets through to the next round of the World Cup could be needed for the marquee matchups, and you can come in and you can make yourself so many coins. I'm telling you, investing doesn't need to be something that you do when you've got loads of coins. You can do it on a low budget and still make an absolute fortune. We also managed to sell on all of the cards that we bought in this video. Absolutely unreal. But those are my 3 easy ways to make coins in FIFA 23. If you've enjoyed this video, make sure to click here and go and watch another one. You will absolutely love it. Eesh.